Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal Gabi Hernandez de Mera will find herself on pole 9 with Stefan de Mera during the week of July 1st to 5th, but it'll be the calm before the storm. Now that Gabi has officially been released from captivity, she'll head home for that hot shower she mentioned. Stefan will join Gabi for some foamy scenes as they enjoy reconnecting at the de Mera manse. Of course, Gabi will be thankful to Stefan for fighting so hard for her freedom and will enjoy continuing their life together. Days spoilers say everything will feel just perfect, but DOL suckers know there's one big problem. Stefan hasn't been fully honest with Gabi about what happened while she was stuck behind bars. Gabi thinks Stefan was completely pious to her, so she'll no doubt keep praising him for that now that her captivity stint is over. Days spoilers say Stefan will deal with further guilt over his crapulous night with Ava Vitali as a result. It meant nothing, but Stefan still betrayed his marriage promises, and hot-tempered Gabi isn't going to be pleased when the verity eventually comes out. At some point, there's a good chance Gabi will hear the news from Kristen de Mera since she's privy to Stefan cheating with Ava. Learning this stunner from someone differently could make the situation indeed worse in Gabi's eyes. Still, Gabi might have an occasion to get some vengeance, especially since EJ de Mera is about to be single. Once EJ's maternity deception is exposed and he loses Nicole de Mera, could sparks fly with Gabi next? It's true that Gabi and EJ have done their fair share of colliding, but the same could be said for Gabi and Stefan when they first got together. Gabi could fluently have a sweepstakes with EJ that leads to her falling into bed with him down the road. Stefan would be furious if Gabi betrayed him with his family, but perhaps that could be part of her provocation then. Gabi might decide to let passion erupt with EJ as a way to get vengeance on Stefan, so that's worth keeping in mind. Our day's prognostications allude that Stefan and Gabi's marriage will come with some major obstacles, so we'll bring you updates on any other backstabbings that might be brewing. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Stefan's infidelity exposure could set off a shocking chain response of drama, so don't miss what'll be after Gabi's discovery. Moment on Days of Our Lives, EJ scrambles to keep Melinda quiet, Eric receives an offer, Brady infuriates Tate, and Gabi demands a change upon coming home. At the townhouse, Tate overhears Brady asking Kristen over the phone if he can take Rachel to the fireworks hereafter. After some snarky reverse and forth, she agrees. Upon Brady hanging up, Tate notes he eavesdropped him say his kitties mean everything to him. Tate asks him to prove that by stopping his mama from ruining his life. Let me see Holly. At the cantina, Holly tells Eric how sorry she's about Jude and also rants about being predicated again over prom. There hasn't been one day that she hasn't been predicated or in a coma in the 6 months. It's no way to live. Eric wishes there was commodity he could do. She asks him to talk to Nicole for her. At the de Mera manse, Melinda tells EJ now that she has impunity, there's nothing stopping her from telling Nicole about Jude. Nicole enters the living room, wondering what's going on. EJ collects himself before telling his woman. He gave Melinda an impunity deal. He holds Nicole back as she lunges at Melinda for abducting her son and deceiving Eric. Melinda thinks there's commodity she can do for Eric. Gabi and Stefan passionately kiss while alone in the captivity caller's room. As Rafe and the warden finalize the paperwork, Stefan fantasizes about all the places they can go together. Gabi just wants to go home. As Ava joins Kristen at the bistro for regale, she unloads about Harris leaving. She knows it's not just to find Megan, but because of all the miscalculations she made, including sleeping with Stefan. No bone. Differently can find out about it, especially Gabi. At the townhouse, Brady agrees that Teresa may have overreacted about prom, but Tate was also wrong. He presents Tate with a folder for a summer lacrosse camp in New York. It'll give Teresa time to cool off. Also, in the fall, they can talk about him and Holly being together. Tate crumples the folder, giving it a hard pass. At the cantina, Eric tells Holly he needs to give her mama some space. He's thinking of leaving Salem. Holly pouts that he can't leave. They'll all miss him. Especially her, because effects are just getting worse and worse. She again asks him to talk to Nicole about her and Tate. Eric says it's not his place to give parenthood advice. It's up to her mama and stepdad. Before Melinda can tell Nicole how she'll make it up to Eric, Stefan and Gabi come home. EJ feigns happiness to see Gabi and goes in for a clinch. She holds up her hand. Not feeling it, EJ physically ushers Melinda out so they can celebrate as a family. Outside the frontal door, Melinda rails at EJ for stealing her job. EJ offers her a better one. In the living room, Stefan pours champagne, but Nicole passes. As Stefan and Gabi partake, she tells him how thankful she's that he waited for her. Stefan would have waited ever. Nicole hopes they can all move forward from the bad blood and congratulates Gabi on her freedom. In return, Gabi is happy she and EJ got their baby back. She and stay to meet him. Stefan smugly says he looks a lot like Nicole and nothing like EJ. The recently reunited couple go upstairs to take a hot, sexy shower where Gabi tells Stefan to shave his mustache, which she hates. Outside, EJ points out that if Melinda outs herself as a baby napper to Nicole, she'll no way work gain. But she could work as general counsel for DiMera. Melinda reminds him that Kristen killed her son. Either he's in no position to offer that job. EJ is sure Kristen will agree to hire her out of guilt over Haley. Plus, she knows how important Melinda hates him. He adds that she'll have power and a hell of an income. Nicole comes out demanding to know what Melinda is still doing there. At the bistro, Kristen vows Ava's secret is safe with her. She moves on to Hotting, her new job as CEO of DiMera. When Ava mentions her job at the cantina, Kristen suggests she come work for her rather. She needs a supporter who shares her worldview. Plus, EJ would lose his mind. Ava accepts. At the townhouse, Brady tells Tate he's not giving him a choice about lacrosse camp. Tate accuses Brady of not wanting to see him and Holly happy because he and Teresa have no idea how to be happy together or independently. Brady counters that Tate has had 2 dates with Holly and they both ended in disaster. He's formerly put down a deposit on the camp. You're going whether you like it or not. At the cantina, Holly complains about EJ not minding about her as much as his own kiddies. She knows it's just a matter of time before Nicole and EJ break up again anyway. She wishes that her mama had stayed with Eric ever. She again asks him not to leave Salem. Eric says he loves her and will supplicate if facts get better for her. Outside the DiMera manse, EJ tells Nicole that he and Melinda were agitating an important case. Melinda agrees that they resolved it and thanks him before leaving. Nicole angrily asks what possible reason EJ had for giving Melinda impunity. EJ says he'd no choice because Rafe and Stefan were hopeless to free Gabi, who's actually innocent. Nicole counters that Melinda is not. She needs time alone, so EJ returns to the house. Nicole thinks about Eric telling her he might be leaving Salem. Alone at the cantina, Eric reads an offer on his phone for a photography job in Paris. Kristen comes home to EJ, who has a favor to ask about an implicit hire. Meanwhile, Ava calls Roman and quits the cantina. At the townhouse, Brady tells Tate to give Camp a chance and leaves the room. Seething, Tate calls Holly. How would you feel about running down together? A lately divested Stefan and Gabi come to their bedroom. Gabi wants to feel nothing against her body but him. She disrobes. He follows suit, and they hungrily kiss. Latterly, Gabi tells Ari over the phone that she's taking the DiMera spurt to Phoenix first thing in the morning. After hanging up, Stefan ladles Gabi, who muses that Stefan must have been lonely without her. Lonely for her, he says. She notes that with all the beautiful women in the world, he didn't give in to temptation. Stefan flashes back to having coitus with Ava, but says, "You're the only woman I want to be with. Now and ever." But also, the same can be said about other effects like, say, facial hair. Or, if we were going to get further specific, Stefan's facial hair. His mustache has had a wild lift, and not every bystander was an addict. He first started growing it when he was forced into the medicine business by Clyde, only to hop into bed with Ava. It veritably much sounded to be a signifier that Stefan was taking a walk on the darker side for a bit without his cherished Gabi by his side. So it makes sense that the alternate she got out of jail, Gabi declared that she abominated the mustache and it was time for it to go. And go it did. Because by the end of the Monday, July 1st occasion, Stefan had shaved and the stash was no more. But as we mentioned over, Gabi wasn't the only one with strong passions about the facial hair. Tiv5555 over on the soaps.com communication boards was agitating Sherry Jimenez and Brandon Barish's chemistry, and couldn't help but get a dig in, I suppose. Grounded from this week promo, they wrote, "They have a chem there. Stefan needs to lose his stash, he looks like a operative to me with that thing on." Meanwhile, over on X/Twitter, super couple gal cheekily refused to admit Stefan as being the man on her screen. "There was Stefan," she twittered. "There was Jake. And I don't know who this Joe pretending to be Stefan is, but he's nothing like the Stefan I flashback with Gabi. That mustache has made him a whole other character. Well, don't worry, because the mustache is gone and Stefan is back to the way he was, Gabi and all." And while it can be tough to win observers over right from the jump when a new actor takes over a part, we've a feeling Jimenez's Gabi made a whole lot of suckers as she returned home with Stefan. Of course, while Gabi may have won folks over enough fluently, after all Ava's talk about sleeping with Stefan, we've a feeling all these warm, fuzzy passions between the happily reunited Demaros may soon come crashing down. However, rest assured that as important as captivity may have changed Gabi, there will be hell to pay if the verity comes out. And once that happens, Stefan may have to consider growing the mustache while he goes on the run. We can just about guarantee that there won't be a safe corner of Salem formerly Gabi gets word that he was treacherous with Ava, no less. For now, however, it's time to bid a not-so-fond congé to the mustache that divided the audience and Stefan's own woman. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.